Hello everyone, my name is Sabina, and today we're going to talk about how to become high value women. Basically, we're going to talk about women that, really know her value, women that know their value and their value their time and energy and how it's look like, okay, how it feels. Also we're going to talk about some examples. Without examples, that's going to be really hard to understand. So let's start. I did my research and I saw a lot of interviews and movies. I tried to see what those girls have, those women that know their value and where it come from. So a lot of women thinking that being pretty is just number one. That's why they think that if the minute they become more pretty, more sexy, you're gonna get whatever you want, and everyone gonna thinking that you're high value women, and everyone gonna value your time, your energy, and your presence. But actually, it has nothing common with with being pretty or sexy, because it would be true all pretty women gonna be so happy, but what you see now, most of beautiful, actually just gorgeous women, they suffering, they getting cheated on. Basically, our appearance has nothing common with how people treat us actually. So actually this video, it's just like a tutorial, okay? So if you're gonna listen everything that I saying right now, you're gonna understand what's going on and what you have to do. So first of all, those women, high value women, they value themselves, their presence, their time and energy. And how it's look like? In our life, we have a lot of things to do, okay? We have people that we need to meet, our friends, our partners maybe, So, and we just doing this just like that, okay? We're not really prioritize our time. We're not really respect our time, okay? We're ready to wait some random person just like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, wasting your time just like that without any excuses, without any compensation, okay? And people, actually, they're just a reflection, so they're gonna treat you the way how you treat yourself. They're never gonna give you a lot. I talked to my coach about this and she said, Sabina, I never date just like that, only for gifts or for money. So recently I was watched the interview where Russian guy, he was so mad that he actually likes some girl and he asked her to go out to have a dinner, and she's like, yes, of course, it's gonna be 350. He's like, for what? And she's like, for have a dinner with me tonight. And he's like, oh my god, she's prostitute, blah blah blah. And actually no one suggests him intimacy or something else. So those women actually know how to value their time. So if you're just gonna waste your time randomly, and everyone might get you, everyone might just have a chance to take you out just like that, there is no value. You're not value your time, okay? So first of all, we need to value our time. We need to understand, like, okay, what's value means, okay? We value things that's so luxurious that we cannot get just like that. And people and men, honestly, they only value things that they put a lot of effort, If they could get you just like that, they're not really trying to impress you. They did zero effort, if they put zero effort to get you, of course they're never gonna value those things and never gonna value you. You know, there is a I forgot. There is a thing when we see women that know her worth, women that really confident, she believe that she's a queen, even if she's not. She believe in this. Okay, we start to treat her that way. You know, it doesn't matter. Actually, nothing matter in this life. Most of people that around us, they really impact our mental health. So it's all depend on people who you talk to. I think 90% is your people. If your friends are toxic, if they're literally, they let themselves treat you not bad, but like they're not really take you seriously. Okay, I remember when I used to studying at school, I was like 18. No, it was 17, and I had a friend. I actually loved her very much, but every time when we joking or we just, do something, she did this, like touched my head and did this. It was funny actually. At first, it was funny, but when I did the same to her, she just looked at me like this, and like, Sabina, don't do this anymore, okay? I just freak out. Like, you let yourself to do this to me, but when I did the same, so then I actually stopped talking to her at all. There is a things that you need to give attention, how people treat you, how they talk to you even. It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter, maybe your sister, your mother, your dad. You see that in the conversation, those people trying to underestimate your opinion, your talents, okay? Those things create zaps in your head, when you feel like you constantly feel this pressure because you know why people talk to you that way. Most of cases they're trying to gaslighting you, because that's actually it's the most harsh gaslighting, when people talk to you like you're a little kid and they're not really taking anything you said they're not really take you seriously, okay? And there is no sense to talk to those people, no sense even to deal with them. I'm sorry, today my English very bad. I just started to forget all words. Doesn't matter, still you understand me. Recently I was talking with the guy, so we were talking, we just discussed something, and I realized that I felt myself such an idiot. Just doesn't matter that I just doesn't matter if I'm right. I were right actually, but still, he actually could not take something I said seriously. When a person that you talk with, he is so insecure, he can't really accept another opinion. He's trying to gaslighting you this way, okay? They're trying to laugh at you, to talk to you that you're just stupid little kid, you don't know anything about this world, they know better, blah blah. I was talking with a man that trying to convince me that I needed to have a family in my 20s, needed to have kids. It's like, no, you don't know anything, you're just young. I'm like, okay, why don't you date women in your age? He actually was 40. Why don't you date women in your age? Because, if you think I'm stupid because I'm young, go date women in your age. And he's like, well, I don't like women in my age. They're so nervous, they have a lot of things to do, they're not easygoing. And I knew it actually. So most of men trying to find women that gonna be younger than him just because they think she's gonna be easy to manipulate. But it's not working like this. Basically, you need to value your presence, You need to value your feelings. If you talk to people, you feel like, oh my god, why I feel myself like such an idiot with those people, you just leave and you don't need to find any explanation. Second thing that really important is creates an illusion. The minute you just look at her, feel like she has such a vibe.
He wasn't the right man for you. I know that. I know. It's not him. It's her. Her. She's just... she's shiny hair, style section, Vera Wang.
They have their own atmosphere, vibe. I don't know how to explain, but such energy. And you may create your own vibe based on some fairy tales. Okay, I was reading the book that called The Art of Seduction. Yeah, I think, no, I don't think, I know that you have to read this book, because there is a type of people, type of women. We need to create our own, we might just create our own brand, based on some fairy tales. It might be a mermaid, if you look like mermaid. Might be a witch, if you look like a witch. Might be such an angel, if you look like an angel. Just look at the Natalia Vadanova, she looked like an angel, okay? You don't need to change or fix your body, do like full face. High value women, they would never demanding something. They would never showing their attitude someone. For example, the way how you really want to be treated. And you're just saying this like, I expect this in my relationships. And then you just see what's happening. That's it. I just remember this episode, this part from Sex and the City.
I gave up Christ for you, and you can't give up the Mets? Do you have any idea how hard I worked to prepare this meal for you? Not to mention the months of studying and cramming like a maniac to convert to Judaism. And what have you done for me? Set the date. Set the date.
What are you talking about?
You said you couldn't marry me unless I was Jewish, and now I'm Jewish.
Where Charlotte literally started to demand, like, marry me, I did everything for you. I even changed my religion for you. But he never asked for it. He never asked for it. That's looks so... You immediately become unattractive because you want to be chosen. Like, mentality. You just switch mentality, okay? Actually, men want to be chosen by women. No women need men. No, even beautiful, smart, well-educated women immediately start to act like she needs men more. She needs someone or something more desperately. You become unattractive in people's eyes because men there used to think like, she's such an angel, she's so beautiful, I can't get her, I had zero chance, okay? Because they understand the more women value her presence, the more women beautiful, well-educated, the more effort they need to put to get her. And they just used to think like this. And now a lot of women even propose to men. Normal men would just think, what's happened to her? Like, what's wrong with her? Okay, what's wrong with you? That's why her man, I really forgot his name, he just said, Charlotte, you crazy. I'm just leaving right now. And he actually got scared of her.
Set the date!
You're acting crazy. Do you hear yourself?
Literally, because she was so like desperate, okay? No one wanted to marry women that want this either, okay? You need to just act like no one might get you. Like, he constantly chasing you and he can't reach you. Literally, that's how it's supposed to be, because there is no reason to marry some women that just already with you. You feel yourself so comfortable, feel like, oh, she's not gonna go anywhere, she's gonna just be with me, I don't need to do anything. There is a thing as when you're so easygoing, when you relax. I realize actually the minute I start to feel like I don't really want to have any serious relationships, I don't really want to build any family, and I don't really want this, because that's just something that society told us to believe. But the moment that I realize it, I start to feel like so relaxed. You just switched the game. You just switched the game, okay? So now most of men that I met, they all want a family and kids. Like, what's happened? And my friend telling me that, Sabina, it doesn't matter how many men I met, they all they don't really want to, long term, they don't want family and kids. I'm like, in my world, every man wants family and kids. How it's working? I don't know. When you just feel yourself relax, you just let it go. And now I'm prioritizing myself and the way how I feel. And I really like to be just in my own. I like to spend time with myself, and I don't really like to, be with someone 24/7. I like to travel alone. I like to shop alone. I like to eat alone. Knowing your value, it's valuing yourself. And when you value yourself, you're not trying to suggest yourself someone, Imagine you're something that everyone want to get. So would you act the same? Imagine you might get even better than you have. Would you act the same? Never. Don't blame anyone. Do not blame. Why? The minute you start to blame people around you at the way how they treated you, you're losing your value, okay? Because you literally show people that you can't control your life, okay? And you're like, oh my God, how he or she dared to talk to me like this, how he dared to treat me that way. But you allowed to this happen, you let this happen. So literally that's your fault, that's not his fault. So that's why blaming someone, it's a kind of form of disrespect. Instead of wasting your time, just leave and find someone better. Because if you know your value, you know that you're never gonna be just alone. Okay, most of men thinking if she's not married, she's alone. No, unmarried women, they're never alone. Believe me, I don't really remember time that I were alone. Okay, they're never alone. So instead of blaming someone, instead of blaming and wasting your time that they're not really doing anything for you, they're not putting a lot of effort into relationships, not trying to impress you, because if masculine, he's trying to impress women that he really like, okay, it's never gonna just be so comfortable with you. He can't be comfortable with you. He's gonna be so nervous because he's trying to impress you, trying to make you like him. There is a thing that I realized that most of influencers now talking about manifestations, affirmations that you may manifest your future boyfriend or husband or whatever, who is gonna be. So those type of mindset, this type of mentality is all just, it's all about to be chosen by someone. So you still want to be chosen. Like you're in your pick me era, I don't know, but why you want to be chosen? You need to ask yourself this question, because it's really important question. Women build that way. We're just all raised that way, that everyone told me before when I were kids that if you can't cook, if you can't clean, you can't do something, no one gonna marry you. If you have dirty reputation, no one gonna marry you. No one gonna want you. I'm not a thing to be wanted. I'm not a bag to be chosen. I'm not a card to be chosen. I choose what I want, okay? So instead of wasting your time on things that just, I don't know if they're working really or not, but basically I don't think they're working. Because the universe never gives you things that you want, gives you what you need to live, need to experience. And there is like a lot of things that we need to experience. Sometimes you see what people manifest and what they get at the end. I think we already know what we're talking about. We're not living an illusion and trying to be chosen by someone, by God or Jesus, or there is some wonderful man, he's like an angel, and he's gonna make your life easier and make you happy. First of all, high value women know that everyone wants her, even if it's not true. Doesn't matter. Everyone wants you. If she's high value woman, he value her time presents. She's not gonna waste her time on random people. She doesn't want to be chosen. So instead of wasting your time on those things, need to think, okay, what I like to do, what I do, and what makes me feel better. Maybe I need to open my own business. Maybe I need to change my profession and learn something, okay? I feel myself much more happy when I learn something new. When I read new books, I have a lot of books. Every time I read new book, I feel myself much more better. So we don't need to be chosen by someone. Remember, where are you? If you're not really doing anything, you're not putting in a lot of effort to get what you want physically, you're just sitting at home 24/7, of course, that's just impossible. More than 50% of all women that successfully married, that wasn't an accident. That was a strategy. They built that strategy a year ago, like years, not just 1 year. Look at them, this famous woman that I forgot her name. My God, I'm like a fish. I forgot everything so fast. Ronaldo wife. Everyone was thinking that she just met him in the store, in the Chanel store. What's happened at the end? We know what happened. So those women that know their value, they know in their young age, they know, okay, what I want, how I really want to live this life, okay, where I need to hang out, where I need to be in order to meet person that gonna give me what I want, okay? So you building that's like a whole strategy. You have to build strategy where you need to live. If you're living in a poor country, of course it's impossible. You need to move on. How to move on? How to move? There is the easiest way to move. Get a master's degree, get an education. I'm actually so tired, but it's gonna be not lasting. Okay. What I want to say. My coach always said that women, it's like a Wi-Fi. So we literally have this energy, and it's other people feel it. You like a Wi-Fi, okay? If you're angry, you have a lot of things to do, you always overthinking, you're not like your energy becomes so heavy. People around you feel this, okay? So that's why sometimes we need to act and feel ourselves that we have everything we want. To get what you want, you need to already feel the same, that you already have it. We can't act different and expecting that this world gonna give everything to us. No. So first of all, we change our feelings, the way how we feel ourselves, and then we're changing our reality, because the reality is a consequence. Last thing is being pretty and taking care of yourself. Yeah, taking care of yourself. It's a bare minimum. For high value women, being pretty, being already, ready for everything, it's a bare minimum. Just look at the Charlotte in these movies. How she look? She always looked 10 out of 10. And look at the Carrie. Sometimes it's like even horrible, okay? That's what's separating women, okay? When you're healthy, you're never gonna forget that. You feel like, oh my god, I forget to do this, I forget to do my nails done, do my hair done, skincare, body care. So if you're mentally healthy, for you those things, it's just like normal to do, okay? It's not something special. We need to have a discipline, okay? All men that have their own business, talking about people that working 24/7, they actually look so good. I date men that he has a job, he has his own business, and every time when I talk to him, he's in the gym. He had a discipline. So instead of complaining that you don't have any time, need to understand that those are the bare minimum that we do for us to feel ourselves much more better. If you don't have any energy to take care of yourself, you don't have any energy to go to the gym, which means something wrong. You need to check your body and check your vitamins. Maybe something wrong with your food, okay, with your nutrition. Sometimes I training at home, sometimes I go to my swimming class, but I have my routine, my discipline. And all high value women, they look 10 out of 10. So it's also important. So guys, and actually eating good, it's also bare minimum. Keeping your body in a good fit, it's a bare minimum. It's not something special, okay? So guys, I really hope that it just gonna helps you to understand how it's look like to be high value women. And first of all, what we need to do is value themselves. First of all, value our time, our presence, our feelings, presence, I don't know. We can't treat ourselves bad and then expect another behavior from people, okay? Thank you so much. Bye bye.